It's all worth it when you watch on YouTube. Shout out to Lee. Early shout out before the intro. Thanks for watching, brother. Big week coming up. More on that shortly.
Cold open in 5.
Copy that algorithm. Kia ora, my friends. I'm Benny. I'm here in the garden for another cold open of Monday Morning Live. This is MML 76. The 76th consecutive episode of Monday Morning Live. I'm going to kick off the cold open by continuing a tradition of Monday Morning Live cold opens, and that is to sample something for the first time that I got from the Marlborough Farmers Market. And today, it's the turn... Who else is watching? Somebody else is just watching. Spoil the flow there. Stay on target.
Stay on target.
Alright, Al, I will. This week, to continue the cold open tradition of sampling for the first time something that I got from the Marlborough Farmers Market. It's the turn of the crunchy honey pumpkin and sunflower seed bar that I got from my friend Alice at the Marlborough Farmers Market. Her and her husband Ron are there every Sunday morning from 9 until 12, as we all are. I'm going to try this sunflower seed bar for the first time here on Monday Morning Live. Nice packaging, picture of a little flower. We'll talk more about flowers later. I might even give some flowers with Monday morning shout outs to anyone who joins us live. But now, it's time to sample. Well, it is crunchy. The honey gives it a bit of sweetness. It's chewy. Really nice. Really tasty. There we go. All the goodness of seeds. We're going to sow some seeds here on the show, but not right now. Not quite time for that. What it is time for is to say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the garden, and welcome to Monday Morning Live! Where, as always, we spread love and give flowers to anyone who joins us live, including Renee. Shout out to you. Thanks for a great weekend. We'll do some live gardening. Of course we will. It's Monday Morning Live. We'll take a look back at the week that was. We'll take a look at the week ahead. We'll have Plant of the Week. We'll also have Joke of the Week. A little hidden Joke of the Week this week. See if you can pick it. All those things and many more are coming up right here, right now, on Monday Morning Live. Let's kick off with a look back at the week that was. Very brief look. The kids are back at school. They've slotted in nicely. Everything tends to go towards a certain routine with us, a certain rhythm. The mornings have a routine and a rhythm. And the kids seem to function really well. Last week, Corbin and Eliza did more practice for their athletics day, which is coming up. Corbin turns out to be quite the little high jumper, which is quite good. Eliza's a good little runner. Kids are going great. Great week at the farm. I sowed, what did I sow? 2,000 courgette seeds. I hope you all like courgettes, because in a couple of months there'll be heaps. Interesting day yesterday at the Marlborough Farmers Market. Maybe we'll just leave it at that. What else happened last week? Oh, look, I want to give some shout outs to some of the sporting teams. The Black Caps won in India for the first time since 1980 something. The White Ferns, which is the New Zealand women's cricket team, they won the T20 World Cup. T20, just for those who aren't initiated, T20 used to be called 2020, and then the people must have been like, why do we bother saying 20 twice? Let's just say T20, people will get it. One of those abbreviations. It's like ID. The I stands for I, and the D stands for identification. It's a Norm Macdonald joke. He had a birthday last week, I gave him a shout out. The week ahead. Some very special celebrity birthdays and some special goings on in the week ahead. It's a happy birthday to Bushwhacker Butch. It's a happy birthday to Carrie Fisher. It's a happy birthday to Christopher Lloyd. My good friend Lee has met Christopher Lloyd in person. Joey. And it's a very happy birthday to this man. His name's Phil Brooks. He's known as the professional wrestler CM Punk. And he calls himself the best in the world. Which is fitting because in the week ahead, I have the chance to be known as the best in the world as a filmmaker. You see, I've made 300 YouTube videos now. In fact, I've made 303. Last week I posted my 300th video, and it's actually been entered in a competition. See, the software I use to edit all my films on YouTube and on all of social media is called InShot. 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 And InShot are running a competition of all the creators that use that software to find the best video in the world. And my 300th video, which is called Battle for the Garden, is my 300th video, has been entered in the competition to be named Best in the World. So watch this space. What else is coming up in the week ahead? I'll tell you what, we talked about the celebrity birthdays, but the week ahead for me and my mate Lee, it's all about one man. Thomas Edward York, lead singer of the band Radiohead, one of the greatest singers and songwriters of my generation, or any generation. He's doing an intimate gig in Christchurch, and my mate Lee are going down on Wednesday to see it. Can't wait. I'll tell you all about it next week in the week that was. Right, that's the week that was and the week ahead. Let's roll up our sleeves and do some live gardening. Live gardening this week involves, and I want to introduce you to this week's plant of the week. This week's plant of the week is marigold, and I'll tell you why. Growing up, my Nana and Granddad used to live just down the road from us, and we always used to walk to their house on a Sunday for Sunday lunch. Nana used to grow marigolds along her driveway, and so whenever we'd get to Nana and Granddad's, we'd always smell the marigolds, and even to this day, the smell or the scent of the marigolds reminds me of childhood, reminds me of those family lunches. In fact, the scent of marigold has to be one of my favourite smells in all the garden. There's probably two actually. The scent of marigold and the smell of roses. Those are my two favourites. But hey, that's just my 2 cents. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Joke of the week, there it was. Now what we're going to do is we're going to plant these marigolds. Now the reason we're planting marigolds is not just because of their aroma, their scent. They also, I'm told, they repel, or they stop nematodes. They're also a very good companion for basil, and don't forget, basil is also a very good companion for tomatoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grow a tomato, marigold in the middle, basil all amongst as companions, and they should all grow really nicely. We're going to plant them into one of our old faithful 10-litre pots. Now, I'm told that marigolds like soil that's slightly acidic, a slightly lower pH. So what I've done is I've added in some mushroom compost, just to kind of lower the pH. We're going to use the Benny's 6100 series seedling extractor, and we're going to make a little hole, just a little hole, little Dr. Evil impression there. Dr. Evil / Lorne Michaels / algorithm. We're going to use the seedling extractor just to pluck out one of these little seedlings. And the first thing we do when we take out the seedling is we take a look at the roots. Yeah, they're not too root bound, we don't have to separate them too much. We're just going to pop them into the little hole. Pop the marigold in the little hole. And that's good to go. Something that we probably should do. Once we've planted something, what do we normally do when we plant? That's right. We give it some water because, say it with me, you can never underestimate the value of water. Let's give it a quick little drink. Now I'll probably plant 4 marigold seedlings in here. And there's the first lot of live gardening. Let's do another one while we're on a roll. We talked about seeds. We talked about sowing seeds earlier in the rather convoluted intro. We're going to sow some seeds of marigold. Now we're going to do so using the Benny's 6100 series seedling. It's a tough series, the 6100 series. The Benny's 6100 series seed thing. We've got some marigold seed heads here, and what we're going to do is we're actually just, have a look there. See, there's the little seed pod. That's what the flower looks like after it's gone to seed. And we're just going to literally pluck out the marigold seeds. See them there? They're very cool little seeds. We're going to pop them. Oh, now these are our Jiffy pellets. Jiffy pellets. Jiffy pellets. Now you remember that what they look like this? See, little disc type of thing. You soak them in some water for about 10 to 15 minutes. They puff up like this. We're going to pop our marigold seeds in there. Just going to jam them in. We're just jamming in a bit of a cluster or a clump of seeds. We're going to cover them with some finely chopped cocoa fibre, just to give a nice little coating there. And then we'll give them some water. I haven't got the Benny's 6100 series spritzer today. It broke. Anyway. Right, what else are we going to do? Week that was, week ahead. Any other Monday morning shout outs that we can do? Shout out to the white ferns. Shout out to the black caps. Shout out to each and every one of you for tuning in to Monday Morning Live every Monday here on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and the other one. What is the other one? TikTok, X. Now, don't forget, you can tune into Benny anytime you want on YouTube. You can find my 300th YouTube video, Battle for the Garden, right there on YouTube. Please watch several times. Help me to get more votes. Give you a couple of quick updates. This is the Hebe that we propagated a few weeks ago. No roots at the bottom yet, so it's not quite ready to be planted on. Big shout out to my friend Kelly from Fantail Fields for providing the flowers for this week and last week's show. Great decorations. Thank you to everybody who comes along to the Marlborough Farmers Market every Sunday morning at the AP Showgrounds in Wild Blenheim from 9 until 12. Thank you to everybody for tuning in to my YouTube channel, Benny. Big thanks to my friend Lee for securing and procuring tickets to Tom York this Wednesday. Can't wait. And as always, I'm Benny Ward. Subscribe if you're on board. And I'll see you next time in the garden.